I think we're done with our introduction with me. I'm Łukasz. This is Ola. We are your hosts today. And let's move on to our main course for this podcast, which is over the past few weeks, I conducted several interviews with people here at Callstack. And I asked everyone the same set of questions. I asked them, I recorded some answers, and maybe we can take a look at the mashup of the interviews I did, and then we can discuss some more.
Yeah,
Let's roll the
that.
clip. Hello, Kuba. Hello, Michel. Talia. Hello, Michał. Hello, Janek. Hello, Mateusz. Thanks for taking the time to do this call with me. As you know, I'm gathering feedback about what happened in React Native in 2021. And I'm really interested in your opinion about it. So, my first question for you today is what was the most groundbreaking moment, in your opinion, for React Native in 2021?
I would say it's the stabilizing of Reanimated 2 on the JSI bindings, creating worklets and the whole abstractions around it.
Hermes for iOS.
Well, this might be just groundbreaking for me, React Native-wise, but I'm glad I joined Callstack this year.
Personally, I think one of the most groundbreaking things for me was being in the React Native podcast. It was my first time. It was a bit nerve-wracking, but really awesome. In the overall ecosystem, I think the greatest thing was that many companies started to use React Native in their apps, like Coinbase.
Hermes working in both platforms, Android and iOS.
This year was really crazy. There was a lot of awesome projects released like Reanimated 2 or Gesture Handler, but overall I think this year was completely dominated by JSI and Turbo modules.
My second question to you is, which React Native library was the most useful last year?
I think Expo was the most useful library for me. If I was starting to learn programming or mobile development, this would be a really great choice.
For me, probably everything related to performance measuring. Some Flipper plugins, YVG render library, React DevTools, and console lock API.
That's an easy pick. I would say React Navigation.
I would say React Navigation was the most useful.
React Navigation is so ubiquitous. Every developer I know uses it.
React Navigation always has been.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that's the most common answer that we have. The third and the last question I have for you is, what are you looking forward to seeing in 2022 React Native wise?
I would say the nightly releases, the new releases with bug fixes, then also Zamotani's work on web repack.
For sure, module federation in React Native thanks to repack, which means fancy code splitting and remote code loading.
I'm looking forward to stabilizing the new architecture. So JSI is pretty stable at the moment. Fabric is there in the React Native core, but there's no much material, no use cases for how to use it, how to convert your library, how to leverage the new architecture. So I'm looking forward into adoption of the synchronous architecture for React Native, and I believe this is going to be a biggest deal to React Native since it started.
New architecture, of course. I think everyone in the React Native space is waiting for it, and we now have docs, and more open source libraries will adopt it.
From my perspective, the finalization of the new architecture and migrating the existing libraries and projects to this new architecture.
I think we are all waiting for the same on the like the final release of Fabric and general migration of libraries to Turbo modules. But probably when you will ask me this first question next year, it will be something completely different.
Thank you so much for joining me. That went very well. Thanks again for participation in this small Callstack survey, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the office next year.
Great, yay. Thank you
Thanks.
everybody for the answers.